Alright, today we're going to install a Tiger 800 tall seat. I've already stripped off the old foam and cover, glued down the new tall version. Once you have it glued down, you come up here, make sure the foam fits the corners right, and go ahead and tack it down. Both corners nice and even. And one in the center. Alright, at this point you're going to go ahead and put plastic over it. This is included in the kit. It's mostly to keep the water from getting into the foam that comes through the seams. A little silicone lube, let it slide around when you're putting the cover on. Start with a warm cover, lay it out in the sun. Don't get it too hot, you'll melt the texture off of it, so you don't want to use a heat gun. Start in the corners, set your seam nice and even. Basically what you do, you're going to pull it and preload the seam like it will be when you get the whole cover on. So if you set it right now, save you a lot of headaches later. You got the two front corners done, pull the back over, and you're going to set your corners here. I'm going to start in the middle, set the seam dead center. Then I'm going to pull the back corners. At this point you don't have to worry about the final fitment because you can pull it from side to side pretty easy, but you want to get it pretty close. That way later you might not have to re-pull them out. So key here is to pull each side pretty even. Alright. Just kind of make sure everything looks like it's going to line up. Anyway, put one staple in the center here. You barely want the seam to be flush, not up on top but not tucked way under. Puts a lot of load on the material. Alright, this time you're going to start in the corners here in this radius. You preload it, wrap it around. If you're not sure if you pulled it too tight, staple at the very edge of the material. That way, if you have to back it out, your staple holes are not visible from the outside. At this point, go ahead. You're just going to set your seam along this top edge here. Now don't crank those way down just because it's easy, because you'll be fighting it later. Ideally, you just want to set the seam just on the other side there. And you do the same on this side. And you're going to start up here. We're going to work on this front edge. This edge tucks around the corner. Pull it back, fold it over nice and clean. Front edge looks good, and then repeat on this side. At this point, just double check it. You can kind of massage some of the seams back where it might need. We'll be trimming all this off when we're done. As you can see, you can just kind of see where you need to go with the material to pull any kind of wrinkles out. It's going to go this way, which is fine because we're going to be pulling down and back. So when you pull this, pinch the seam so you're not trying to spread it apart. But pull it back, get to where you want. Again, at the end of the seams, staple over the seams, helps keep them from unraveling if you're yanking or tugging on them. And when you do this, you can also use the other side for reference, so it's even from side to side. Make sure your plastic stays wrapped all the way to the bottom of the foam. See it's coming together. You're going to double check your seams. If you need to shift it all around the back of the seat. Alright, so we got that, we double check the seams, looks all even. Then you're just going to be wrapping up around the back here. The key here is to keep it even, so either you're going to back that up or we're going to pull these down so it's a nice even line across there. Alright, there you can see it's all wrapped up, finished up. Wipe it down, any kind of debris might get on it. And then it's ready to be trimmed. You'll trim off any excess you feel that's, plastic or material. You might get very, very light wrinkling in these areas. Just a couple hours in the sun will relax the material and all that will go away. Anything that might be from being in the box, little creases like that. Also, do not over tighten the material. You're going to compress the foam and make it firmer because all the plushness will be squeezed out with the cover. Alright, that's it. There's your Tiger 800 install.